All right, I'm live. I am live, ladies and gentlemen. I am live, ladies and gentlemen, and have I got a comic to talk about with you. And I know I'm a little late to the game on this, but I finally did it. I finally read Absolute Batman, the first issue. And because I read the first issue, I had planned on doing it anyway, but now I'm even more excited to read the next issue. So I'm going to give people a few minutes to get on. Hopefully some people that I know will hop on here. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell my story about the Absolute Batman and then post it for the whole world to see. But first, let's give people a chance to hop on. I don't have an issue right here in front of me. So, but let me check this box. Give me a second. Not that I really need it, but it would just be helpful as reference. These are older comics. But my goodness, people. When I tell you that if you haven't read Absolute Batman just yet, we're going to have to do that. For sure. Tracy, it's good to have you on my live stream. I'm about to talk a little bit about the Absolute Batman, number one, because I've been lame and just getting around to reading it. Jamal, sorry. It's good to have you in the room as well. I thought I had a copy right beside me, but I don't. You would think being in a comic shop. Well, I've got comics everywhere, so it's not like I'll just keep my favorite issues at my side. But Absolute Batman number one has definitely become one of my favorite issues. And I'm going to tell you why here in just a moment. Now, without the comic here in front of me, for me to flip through and try to chronologically tell you what happened, I might have to use my imagination a little bit, which I have a tendency to do anyway. Use my imagination a little bit and paraphrase my way through Absolute Batman number one. If you haven't read Absolute Batman number one, let me know. Comment in the comment for me. V is asking about Batman Beyond. I'm not a huge fan of Batman Beyond, V, but Absolute Batman. I don't know if you've read that yet, but you should. And I'm about to tell you why. So give me a second. Let me look through this box real quick. Well, I'm not gonna look through the whole box, but I just want to see if I have a ready available copy, and apparently I do not. Looks like I don't. Wait, what's this? Nope, that's not it. I do have some cool comics right here beside me, though. Sorry, I'm not on screen, but I will be in about 5 seconds. I do have some cool comics here beside me, but not the one I was looking for, but that's okay. I can paraphrase. Let me share this to my live real quick, try to get some more people in here. And I'm going to give you my take on Absolute Batman. On Absolute Batman. Okay, so let me tell you about Absolute Batman #1. Again, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit because this story is just, this take on Batman is just mind-boggling to me. And I'm just going to jump right into it. All right, so I don't know if I'll get everything in chronological order as to what happened, but I'm going to tell you what I read, okay? So we know that in Absolute Batman, Bruce Wayne is not rich, right? So I think it starts off, if I remember correctly, it starts off with Thomas Wayne as a teacher, and they're on this field trip to the Gotham Zoo. And Bruce, young little Bruce, is explaining why he thinks this lion has the best life. And it's because he gets to lay around all day. People feed him. You know, he's eating steak. He doesn't have to worry about anything or anybody. He's just living and existing. You know, to Bruce, to young Bruce, that's the life, right? Thomas pretty much explains that, you know, he's in captivity. He can't, you know, he can't roam freely. He can't do anything. You know, he's at the whim of his caretakers, basically. And so, from what I understand, they were talking about going to a movie, of course, and it kind of cuts away from the scene, but somewhere along the movie talk, Thomas Wayne has to shove people into a room and to protect them, and he ends up getting shot. Now, this version of Bruce Wayne, Bruce was born on Crime Alley. He didn't just have an incident on Crime Alley. He was born on Crime Alley. So I'm assuming that they mean Crime Alley was a, you know, there were houses along Crime Alley, and Bruce Wayne grew up, you know, on the street or this, and you know, and so, or this alley. Maybe the alley was behind the houses or in between the back end of the houses. I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, it leaves it up to the imagination a little bit. And so, so it cuts to different scenes, and it cuts to this guy riding on a motorcycle. And it turns out he's this agent, and this agent happens to be, spoiler alert, Alfred Pennyworth. So Alfred is this secret agent who is, he's following directions of someone who's in charge, and he's following his directions, and they're investigating this gang called the Party Animals. And the Party Animals, let me tell you people, the Party Animals are a ruthless gang. And I mean, oh, I have it. Who is that? Ashton, is that who that is? Ashton. I do have it. I am running out of copies like crazy, dude. It's so hard to find, and I keep having to reorder and reorder. but they're getting even harder and harder to find. Um, you're not going to find a number one for cheap unless you get like the 8th printing, Ashton. But dude, if you get a chance to get it, I don't care what version, what printing it is. If you get a chance to get it, please get it. Please get it. Ashton, I don't know if you live in my area, but I have a couple of copies. I don't have number one. I can try to order some copies of number one, maybe, but I don't have any more in the store except for mine, of course. And I have different printings of number one and different variants of number one. I got to get them all together to see exactly what I got. But anyway, get it if you can. But and Ashton, if these are spoilers for you, you can come back if you want later. I don't want to ruin it for you, but if you enjoy listening, then by all means stay with us. All right, and I'm not the best storyteller, but I'm just going to give you my take on it and use my imagination to express how much I enjoy this comic. So Alfred is a secret agent. He's working for this this boss, or these bosses. It might be more than one, and they're telling him to investigate this party animal gang. And I tell you, when I tell you that the party animals are ruthless people, listen to me. They murder women and children in gruesome ways. And in fact, one of the things they did that Alfred had to observe on, and they're telling him not to engage. Whoever is in charge of Alfred right now, they're telling him do not engage, just observe and gather information. But they set a daycare, I believe, on fire. And I can't remember how many people, maybe like 30-some people, maybe 18 people, I don't know, died. And I'm talking about women and children. And they didn't care, and they are ruthless. And so Alfred, he has to observe all this stuff and watch. However, his handlers tell him of some new player on the scene who is also tracking the party animals. And if Alfred encounters this person, he is to engage to stop this person. So I don't know what these party animal, or these, not the party animals, but Alfred's handlers or boss, I don't know what they want to do with these party animal gangs, or this party animal gang. But if you're telling Alfred to not engage the people who are slaughtering and murdering women and children, men, women, and children, but to engage the one man who's investigating them, who's tracking them, then something's out of place. And so it's got me curious as to why they want him to engage Batman. The player on the scene is Batman, in case you didn't know. Absolute Batman. But why they want Alfred to engage Batman, but not the party animals. I don't know why yet. Hopefully I'll find out in issue number 2. But back to issue number 1. So, Alfred goes out to observe the party animals, and when he steps out, he notices that his motorcycle has been stolen. The motorcycle that he had chained up, the chain has been cut and it's been stolen. And so he's a little ticked off, right? And then, let's see, cut scene back to Bruce Wayne. An older Bruce Wayne is working out in a gym, and he is beating the mess out of this bag. This kick bag, punching bag, whatever, this kick bag. He's just beating the mess out of it. And the people in the gym are watching him, and they're like, damn. You know, this dude is a beast. And it's not a small Bruce Wayne, I can tell you that. This Bruce Wayne is huge mungus. When he flexes one of his arms, it's like the size of my body. Not literally, but I'm just telling you. It's huge. Right? And so, how you doing, Danny? It's good to see you. And LG, it's good to see you too. But Bruce is knocking this bag around and he's taking out some frustration, it seems like. And thank you for the donut. Thank you for the donut. Danny, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. 2 donuts. Thank you, Danny. Thank you for that support. But yeah, so Bruce is having at it. He's tearing this bag apart, and he starts thinking about something, and he busts this bag open, like busted open. And the owner of the gym comes out, and he's like mad that Bruce is damaging his equipment. And he's like, okay, you're gonna have to pay for this. And this is how you know Bruce Wayne don't have money. Bruce Wayne is like, don't worry about it, I'll pay for it on my next paycheck. On my next paycheck? Bruce Wayne? On my next paycheck, Bruce Wayne. So you can tell Bruce Wayne doesn't have money in this one. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that a little bit. And I'll explain why later. But I kind of like that. All right. Who is that? Syntech, thank you for joining in. Hopefully you won't get any spoilers. I do not have the Epstein files. Syntech. What the heck? But anyway, so Bruce tells me he's going to pay for it. And who do you think the owner of this gym is, by the way? Who's the owner of the gym? None other than, I forget his name, his civilian name, Waylon Jones. Is that it? Waylon Jones? AKA Killer Croc. Killer Croc. And Killer Croc has this obsession with, I think, reptiles, but crocs in general. So he's holding this pet croc that someone, I think Oswald Cobblepot, bought for him. Turns out that Cobblepot, Waylon Jones, Catwoman, and somebody else, they grew up as friends in Gotham. So I like that all of this is taking place inside Gotham. It gets even better with what I'm talking about. But all of this is taking place inside Gotham. In fact, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But Croc asked Bruce if he's going to come out and hang out with the old gang. And Bruce is basically like, I ain't talked to him in a long time. I don't hang out with people like that. They've gotten into some shady stuff. It's not a good idea to hang around them. I'm out. And Croc is trying to convince him. And Bruce is like, I said I'm out. I'm not into that kind of stuff anymore or whatever. I don't, stop asking me, basically. And so he goes on. And let's do another cut scene to the crime lords. Shoot. Why are their names escaping me at the moment? The crime bosses. Who are the 2 big crime bosses in Gotham? Shoot. Why is that escaping me? Why am I drawing a blank? Anyway, the 2 big crime bosses. Somebody comment if you can help me with my memory. I don't know why my memory's gone right now. I keep wanting to say Waylon, but that's Croc. I can't remember the crime bosses' names. Holy smokes, I can't remember their names. But anyway, the 2 big main crime bosses, Falcone and Marioni. Falcone and Marioni, I believe it is. Or Mariani. Anyway, those 2 big crime bosses. So they're talking to none other than Black Mask. So Black Mask has come to Gotham, or he might have been in Gotham, and he's talking to Falcone and Marioni, and talking about, the crime community. And Falcone and Mariani, they're telling Black Mask, hey, our families have been running Gotham for like 150 years. So don't step in Gotham trying to, step up like you've been running things. Don't step up in Gotham invading our territory. We've been running this ish for a long time. So you need to show some respect, right? And all of a sudden, I don't know it's part of Black Mask's gang, I'm assuming, but I don't know if it's part of his family or just some people. One of them looks like a little kid, and they come onto the scene slowly but surely. They're talking to Black Mask, and Black Mask is like, well, you guys used to run things. I'm paraphrasing, of course. He's like, you guys used to run things, but look, let me show you my collection. And he shows them this collection of dead faces. Basically, molds of faces that someone has made for him. And he's put this in a collection. One of them was not a printed, but a mold of the face of George Washington, and the mold of a face of somebody else. It might have been Abraham Lincoln. I don't remember who all it was. And then he shows them the mold of the faces of one of their brothers. I think it might have been Falcone's brother, maybe, and Marioni's cousin, or it could be vice versa. I don't remember. I'm paraphrasing. And he shows them the faces of these guys, and he's like, I'm gonna add these guys to my collection. Basically, I'll add you to my collection. And he has these kids and this woman, or this kid and this woman, or whoever it was. They had on a mask too, a gruesome mask. Whoever it was, kill Falcone and Marioni right there on the spot. And I'm not talking about just like shoot them. I'm talking about one of them stabbed one of the crime bosses in the eyes with these two knives, stabbed him right in the eyes. The other one pulled out this like piano wire of some sort, or some kind of wire, wrapped it around one of their necks and was like strangling him. And, just brutal. And so that was the introduction of Black Mask. Now, I like this introduction of Black Mask because it's not just Black Mask as some like mob boss. This Black Mask ain't playing. He ain't playing. And so so that happened. I'm jumping around a little bit because I'm excited about this story. So let's see. Giovanni asked, is that Giovanni? I believe so. Ask how many comics do I have? Dude, I couldn't even tell you. Yes is my answer. I don't know how many comics I have. I have if I had to estimate, maybe 50 or 60 long boxes. Actually, probably more than that. Are they all original? I'm not sure what you mean by original, Giovanni. If you mean like, are they issue ones? Most of them are. But I do have some reprints. I'm not sure what you mean by originals. If you mean by original that I did them, no, I didn't draw or write any comics. I just own a comic shop and sell them. I do have some characters that I created though. If I could get those in a comment, then that would be amazing. Oh, no worries, no worries. I don't mind the questions. I don't mind the questions at all. All right, but yeah. So eventually, Batman and Alfred meet, and this Batman, guys, this Batman, he's also not playing. Thank you, Giovanni. I appreciate that. But he's also not playing. And you know, when I first saw pictures of this Batman, I thought he looked lame. And a lot of people didn't like, especially me, this big giant bat logo that he's got on his chest that looks lame. I did not know that he could take that off, attach it to some kind of a stick, and have a battle axe that he uses. He even chopped a guy's hand off with it. Now, this Batman doesn't kill, but this Batman is brutal. So, you know, don't sleep on this Batman. Don't sleep on the Absolute Batman. The Absolute Batman is absolutely legit. He's awesome. I also didn't know that supposedly this was a world possibly created by Darkseid. So it's like an alternate universe or world that's created by Darkseid. I didn't know that. I have to read up a little bit more on that to be factual, because I just heard someone. I heard someone say it, so it's hearsay. I'll read up on it and see if I might do a live about just that. But anyway, the first time Alfred met this Batman, Batman stole his gun, and the next time they met, I think it was a shotgun. The next time they met, Batman shot Alfred in the face with this. I got a little passionate about that. Probably too passionate. He shot Alfred in the face with a shotgun. However, he had modified the shotgun, so it shot out probably like salts or like some kind of bean bags or something. But it hit Alfred in the face, took him out, knocked him out, or put him down. And then Batman escaped on, guess what? On a skyscraper they met. Guess what? Batman escaped on Alfred's bike. Turns out it was Alfred's bike. It was Batman who stole Alfred's bike. Turns out that Batman had been tracking Alfred all along. What? So this Batman is no joke. Now, Batman, he didn't leave Gotham and go train at all these, all these dojos and with the hand and whatever else, ninja organizations and masters and all that stuff. This Batman didn't do that. This Batman is homegrown right there in Gotham. He's homegrown right there in Gotham. He, instead of like doing normal stuff, I guess, he took on different jobs. Like I don't know if he got a degree, but he worked with a water company to learn the sewer system. I might be paraphrasing a little bit here. I think he worked with an electrical company. He became an engineer and learned a lot of stuff, how to build stuff. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So he did this homegrown. And then he trained his body as well as his mind. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for the hearts. Trained his mind and his body to become Batman. So he didn't leave Gotham and do all this. He stayed right there in Gotham, trained his mind and body, homegrown, purebred, Gothamite. And I just think that's awesome. Now, the original Batman, of course, I like the fact that he's gotten all this training and that he's just epic. You know, that he mastered everything. But this Batman, for this Batman, is more of a challenge because he did it without money, without riches, and that just appeals to me. Probably because I have to do things without money and riches, so I can relate just a little bit. More about that later. But thank you for that gift. Who sent me a gift? Thank you. Oh, comics and stuff. I appreciate you, comics and stuff. You are awesome. Thank you for the 5 roses and the guitar. Oh no, not a guitar. Sorry. Oh, you got the gifter badge. This is what happens when I read stuff without my glasses. But anyway, thank you for all that support. I appreciate you much. But yeah, so Batman, he's homegrown Gothamite and learned all this stuff, become a great fighter, trained his body, just awesome, and very much more relatable to the average person. People say Batman, the original Batman, is relatable because he's an average person. True, but he's a rich average person. That ain't relatable to me. Sorry. Love Batman to death. I'm a huge Batman fan. But, it's relatable that he's human, but not relatable because he's rich. But this Batman is a blue-collar worker. Absolute Batman is a blue-collar worker. And, I'm not hating on the original Batman by any means. He's still my favorite. But this Batman, second favorite. Absolutely. Absolute Batman, absolutely my second favorite. Okay, I'm done with the dad puns. God. I'm done with the dad puns. All right, but yeah. So I'm about to wrap this up. But because there is a twist to this story, and I'm wrapping it up because I want to go ahead and read the second one tonight. Well, actually, I don't know if I'll get a chance to read it because I got a bunch of stuff I got to do, which I'll talk about in a minute. But there's a twist to this story. It turns out, hear me out now, believe it or not, it turns out that there is someone who was rich. There is someone who traveled to become good or the best at all his crafts. There is someone who got training. There is someone who spent a lot of money on, gadgets and devices and toys and trinkets and all this stuff. There is someone who paid money to get the best education and became the best at every field that he jumped into. But it wasn't Bruce Wayne. It wasn't Bruce Wayne. Somebody comment who you think it was. Comment who you think it was. I'm not going to tell you who it was. I want you to comment who you think it was. And well, I know people who read it already are going to comment and give it away. Should I give it away? Should I tell you guys who this was? You might have guessed already by now. You might use your detective deduction skills and kind of guess who I'm talking about. Maybe. Can anybody guess who it was? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you because I don't want you to wait later and get it from somebody who's already read it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. Drum roll, please. Another drum roll, please. All right. Spoiler alert. Let me go and tell you who this person was that got the training that the original Batman got, who became rich like the original Batman, who kind of swapped places with Bruce Wayne in this universe. That person was none other than. Hang on a minute. Let me take a drink. It's hot. The person I'm trying to get you guys to find out about is none other than the Joker. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Joker is the one who swapped places with Bruce Wayne in this universe. And I haven't seen him yet because I only read issue number 1. But I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see what his training has created. I can't wait to see it. Giovanni, my comic shop is in Burlington, North Carolina. It is in Burlington, North Carolina. If you live anywhere in North Carolina, in Burlington, North Carolina, by all means, please stop by. Please stop by. All right. When I read this comic, guys, I wanted to kick myself for not having read it sooner. But, which reminds me, I just want everybody to know that, I've not been online lately, and it's not because I'm slacking. It's definitely not because I don't want to hang out with you guys on live like I've been doing. Tracy, thank you for stopping by, Tracy. But as most of you know, I teach martial arts, and I teach at a school, and school's about to start up. So I've been working on a curriculum for school and teaching my martial arts and trying to get my website to where people can order stuff online. I've been mostly putting some of my older back histories on it. But if you get a chance to check it out, Game Over Comic Shop, GameOverComicShop.net. Or it might be GameOverComics.net. How do I not know my own website? But anyway, it's actually because I've changed it a couple of times. But GameOverComics.net, I believe it is. So check it out if you get a chance. But in any case, so I've been quite busy, and so it's not been because I don't want to hang out with you guys. Also, I'm preparing just in case to build up my YouTube channel. So guys, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Scavengers Hunt, at Scavengers Hunt. So I announced about 3 weeks ago that I was building up my YouTube channel just in case TikTok shut down. You know, I need to get up to 2,000 or up to 1,000 followers so I can go live on TikTok. Because I'm at like 200 and something right now. Ever since I announced this 3 weeks ago, I've got like 6 people to subscribe. That's not enough, people. That is definitely not enough. And I'm not going to leave YouTube if they don't shut it down, because I actually like going live on YouTube. Thank you again for the hearts, guys. Thank you for the likes. And thank you for all the support. But yeah, I'm going to need some support on my YouTube so I can go live just in case they shut this down. All right. But in any case, share it, spread the word for me, or help spread the word. Send people to my YouTube if you would. Game Over Comic Shop, or at Scavengers Hunt. Okay. Not Scavenger Hunt, but Scavengers Hunt. Now, I'm not going to wait. I think the last time I was on was like 8 days ago. I'm not going to wait 8 days to go live again, because I definitely want to talk to you guys about Absolute Batman issue number 2, right? And I can't wait to read it. So, yes, I have a lot of stuff to do, but the highlight of my day, or one of the highlights of my day, is to go live, tell you guys about comics, talk about superheroes, show you guys some of my awesome comics that I got in. So I will try to go live again on, actually I might go live again tomorrow and Monday. All right, I need to make up for my lost days. So expect me to go live Sunday and Monday, okay? And I'm going to try to go ahead and schedule that. Also, coincidentally, my birthday is coming up on September 20th. I plan to do a transition birthday live from Friday night into Saturday the 20th. I won't be able to stay on long on Saturday after midnight, because I have a tournament Saturday morning, and I'm going to need to get at least a couple hours sleep. So I'm going to schedule that here real soon. And the reason I was asking people to subscribe to my YouTube channel is because, of course, there are rumors, and I'm hoping they're just rumors, but supposedly on September 5th, TikTok might be shutting down. Now, I don't believe it, because they're always talking about TikTok shutting down. The next thing you know, boom, it's back up again. But I do want to be prepared just in case, and I don't want to lose anybody from my TikTok, because you guys are awesome. This comic book community is freaking epic. You know, guys, we really have something in a world where there's so much negativity and so much drama. And yeah, every community has its bad apples and bad seeds. But in a world where there's so much negativity, I am proud of our comic book community. When I scroll through TikTok, and I see people starting to get into comics, and people talking about their favorite comic and about their favorite superhero, even people who collect action figures and do the poses, and you know, share their experiences about reading comics like I'm doing right now. That community to me is gold. It is gold. And so I love it. And I love you guys. So I don't want to lose you guys. So if you can, subscribe to my YouTube channel and share it, and ask people if they would join in. And if I have to start going live on YouTube, I will. But again, I need at least 30, not 30. I need at least 1,000 followers. Who is going to help me get to 1,000 followers on YouTube? You know, I'm not going to grovel and beg, but I will ask, who's going to help me get to 1,000 followers on YouTube? Is it you? I hope so. All right, anyway, I'm done being cheesy. Thank you guys for all the support and love. And I can't wait to get back with you guys tomorrow and talk about Batman, Absolute Batman number 2. And issue number 1, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. All right, 10 out of 10. Pick it up when you get a chance and read it. And I think I missed a question. I saw a question that I was talking. Let's see. Did I miss a question before I sign off? I answered the where's my shop located from North Carolina. And I think that was it. All right, so maybe tomorrow, after I describe what I read about Batman, Absolute Batman number 2, I might bring some people on as guests. So just look for my. I'll make a video about it, but look for my event. I'm going to schedule it for. Schedule it for tomorrow. Look for it, and subscribe to it if you would, so you don't forget. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. In the meantime, as always. Oh, I have a question. can I see that Godzilla versus Fantastic Four? Godzilla versus Fantastic Four. This Godzilla versus Fantastic Four? Absolutely you can. This Godzilla versus Fantastic Four. You know, I haven't read this issue. Why? I don't know. But just open it up. Maybe I should. Holy smokes. Now, I did look at it, but oh. Oh. Okay, see what you did. You see what you did. I do have a store. Not Aiden. Not Aiden. You see what you did. Now I got to read this comment. God dang it. All right, there's not enough time in the day, people. There's not enough time in the day. But yes, this is my comic shop. Game Over is my comic shop. It is not in New Jersey. I'm not Aiden. It is in Burlington, North Carolina. It's an awesome little hole in the wall, if I do say so myself. I did a 24-hour live stream in my comic shop a few weeks back, and I took a tour around the shop. Maybe I'll do that again on my birthday live stream. I'll schedule that soon. My birthday is September 20th, so my live stream will start on September 19th, maybe at like 11 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, 10, 11, and go over into midnight, and hopefully somebody will wish me a happy birthday. But in the meantime, guys, please follow, share my lives. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the hearts, the likes. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe if you would. I haven't posted much stuff on my YouTube channel because I only have 200-something followers. But I would love to go live on YouTube as well. So help me get to 1,000 followers if you guys would. To at least a month. 6 followers. That's sad. That's so sad. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get up to 1,000 followers. Thank you for the follow. Not Aiden. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to find a way to get up to 1,000 followers on YouTube. But I think it can happen. All right. So anyway, I got to log off. I got to do some lesson plans for school and read Absolute Batman #2. So I can talk to you guys about it tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Look for my scheduled event. Again, I'll try to make a post so you guys won't forget. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, stay awesome. This is Skive. Let's try that again. Take 2. Until then, stay safe, stay awesome. This is Scav on Scavenger's Hunt here at Game Over, and I'm out. Stay awesome, guys, and let's keep this community up. Take care.